Ka'alayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekwah Ka'alayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekwah Ka'alayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekwah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to your Akims out there laboring in sincerity and in truth and using your body as a living sacrifice, as the scriptures say. And shalom to you few sisters that listens in silence, as the scriptures say. This is I'm here with another lesson, and this is from the Torah.com. Esau, the ancestor of Rome. See, I got that highlighted for you. Vocab Malone. And anybody else that think otherwise. Esau, the ancestor of Rome. Right? So I just want to go through this on, in the spirit, It says in the Bible, Esau is the ancestor of the Edomites. Right? Which is today the so-called white people, Caucasians. Esau is a red man, The so-called white people are red, man, and red people, There's no such thing as a pure white person, man. Matter of fact, let me show red people. Let me try to get some images. Of course, they have a Jake up here. This is not even a Jake. It's a fucking Hamite. And they have Jake right here, with freckles and shit, Okay, let me do something. Let me do another search. Right? You put him in the sun, right? What color is this man? This man is a red man. This is a red man. Like Method Man and Red Man. This is a red man. That's pure red. What's the famous term? Redneck, right? So I'm not even, let's see. White people. Images. No, I didn't say white people population percentage. Just white people. Right, I guess he's white too. Okay. But yeah, you see, this is a red man. This is a red man, a red woman, Okay, in the Bible, Esau is the ancestor of the Edomites who live on Mount Seir, southwest of Judah. So how did the rabbis come to associate? And rabbis just means teachers, right? Like rabbi, it's just teachers. Come to associate. And see, this is these people are telling on themselves, man. Come to associate Esau and Edom with Rome. Two main factors are at work here: Christianity and Herod. Right, because Herod was a Edomite as well, man. His father, you are what you come from the gene of your father, man. You know, your father determined, your nationality. You know, and that's it because Herod's father, um, I believe is Antiochus. He married a Jake. You know, so that would make him a Edomite. You know, because the father carried the seed. You know, that's where the genes come from. That's where you get the term genetics, gene genesis, seed. You know, that's where it comes from. So let's do this, right? Um, who is Herod the Great Father? Antipater. Antipater, the Idumean, right? So Idumean is another word for Edomite, you know. So let's look at some images. Yeah, that's straight Edomite. Look at that nose. Look at the little chin and shit. Look at the hair, you know. That's an Edomite, So, you know, the fathers determine your nationality. Whatever nationality your father is, that's the nationality you are, you know. Moses had a child with a Ethiopian, and his son name was uh, Gayer, which means stranger, you know. It didn't mean that he was another nation. It just mean that he was born, in another nation in another land. That's all it meant, you know. So how did the rabbis, that's what I'm gonna say, come to associate Esau and Edom with Rome? Two main factors are at work here: Christianity and Herod. Both, you know, Esau and Jacob's sibling rivalry. The Torah describes how Isaac and Rebekah's twin sons, Jacob and Esau, battled each other in their mother's womb. You know, and yeah, it was a fight in them, man. It was a contention. You know, you had two nations. The angel said it was two nations in the womb. So Genesis, oh, okay, it's right here. Genesis 25:22. The children struggled in her womb, and Yahweh said to her, two nations are in your womb, two separate peoples shall issue from your body. One people shall be mightier than the other, and the older shall serve the younger. Right, Khan? Because who came out first? Esau came out first, right? Esau came out first. So in the end, well, he did way back then. He served us. You know, under the rule of King David. You know, and under the rule of Solomon, man. You know, But this prophecy shall come to pass again, in the kingdom. This battle in the womb continues through their birth. It continues all the way to this day. You know, um, what's this? Genesis 25:24. And when her time to give birth was at hand, there were twins in her womb. The first one emerged red. Man, do I still got that up? The red man. Well, it's up from early. Well, you can go back. I showed you earlier. You know, the first one emerged red like a hairy mantle all over. And man, what group of people on the planet Earth, man, that are red people and hairy all the way over, man? You know, and don't give me that all. Some black people have reddish tones to them. No, what people are particularly red, man, like a fucking apple. You know, because you got to think, you got to put yourself in these times, man. You got to have an imagination. This is the Middle East, man. This is around the Fertile Crescent or Salakia. This is around the Middle East. You know, people out in the sun, man, the desert, man. It was a hot land, hot area. Even if it wasn't a desert, man, it was a hot, sunny land, man. You know, but think about it right now, right? Everybody in Arizona. There's no air conditioned space. You know, what color, you know, are these people, man? You know, red. And they named him Esau. Then his brother emerged, holding on to the heel of Esau, and they named him Jacob. Right. As our foreparents are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. As Jacob and Esau grew up, their competition continues. Esau is a hunter, while Jacob is a tent dweller. Right. So most of the time you see Jake is chilling in his hood, man. He's in his community, you know. You see Jake on his corners, sitting on a porch stoop. You roll through the hood right now, you're gonna see Jake chilling on the porch, man. You know, about 4 or 5 Jakes. Esau is a hunter. You don't catch many Jakes just, man, let's go and kill some deers, you know, or let's go hunt lions and whatever the case that may be. Jake pretty much, chill where he at. Esau is a master hunter, man. These people when these people have made that a sport. It's a competition, man. You pretty much go in their homes and you see like trophy heads. You know, you see a deer head here. You see a you know elephant tusk and shit like that. They get off on those type of things. Bear skin rug. He done skinned the fucking bear. Himself. Jake might buy a bearskin rug, but he ain't, kill the damn bear himself. So it show you the characteristics of these two nations of people, man. Esau is a hunter, while Jacob is a tent dweller. Salakia. And one day, when Esau returns from a hunt, Jacob convinced his exhausted brother to sell him his birthright for a pot of stew. In a later story, yeah, and that's what happened, but it was all prophecy anyways, man, because right up here it says that two nations are in thy womb, two separate people shall issue from your body, one people shall be mightier than the other, and the older shall serve the younger. So it was already predestined, man, you know. So if you feel some type of way about that, hey, that's on you, man, because the Most High set this up, you know. And is the Lord unrighteous? You know, is there unrighteousness with the Most High? You know, And I believe that's Romans 9 and 14. You know, let's keep reading. Uh, um, Jacob convinces his exhausted brother to sell him his birthright for a pot of stew. In a later story, Jacob finally overtakes his older twin when he tricks their elderly blind father Isaac into blessing him with Esau's blessing, right? And pretty much go over it real quick because it was um it was the mother that told him to do it, right? But it was all set up by the Most High anyways. You know, it was already predestined. It was set up from the womb, you know? Okay, this is Genesis 27 and Salaki. I'm trying to see what a good place to start. Okay, I'm gonna read 27 and 1 first, and then I'm gonna jump around a little bit. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau, his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me venison. Right? So he asked his son to go hunt him some food, take your weapons, and that's what Esau is, man. He's a hunter, man, and he loves his weapons, you know. And make me savory meat such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and bring it back. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Most High Yahweh, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of goats, and I will make them savory meats for thy father, such as he loved. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. You know? So basically, his mama saying, your father about to bless Esau. you know, and she probably knew he was an asshole. and you got that one kid like, he can't get it, man. He ain't right in the head. But nah, it was all predestined. It was preordained. It was already set up, man. And this is 12. My father peradventure will feel me. I shall seem to him as a deceiver. I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. Right? So she basically tell him, like, go get the meat. You gonna play like you Esau, and you're gonna go in there and get that blessing. you know. And like I said earlier, it was already predestined from the Most High, you know, for this to be done, you know. And the word Jacob means Yaquab, which means supplanter, you know. Okay, 15. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. You know? So she went to go get Esau clothes and put it on Jacob. You know? And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hand and upon the smooth of his neck. So she made him hairy. You know? The appearance, these are physical traits, you know. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. See, this that's Jake, man. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And let me jump down. Okay, I'm gonna jump down to 27. And his father Isaac said unto him, Now come near now and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord had blessed. Right. And when you're around the Edomite today, man, like how you come in the house and your mama say, You smell like outside, get your ass in the shower. That's a Jake mom. That's a black mama, man. Get your ass in that. You smell like outside. Get your ass in that shower. You know. And I say it to my children. You smell like outside. Go take care of that. But Esau, he smell like a fucking field, man. People smell like bologna and shit. So just by the smell of the goat skin, you know, he like, son smell like the field. Smell like outside. This Esau for sure. He's hairy. He's a hunter. You know. Prove me otherwise. What nation of people this is, man, on the planet Earth today. You know. 27. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelt the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See the smell of my son as the smell of a field, which the Lord had blessed. Therefore the Most High gave thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren. Right? Because the promise is to Jacob. See, the earth was made for our sakes, man. We're the sons of God. But that's neither here nor there. Let me just get to the point. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and blessed be he that blessed thee. And you got to think, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew means Yasharallah. He is a prince of power, you know. So this was the doing of the Heavenly Father, man. It was already predestined. And like I read in Romans 9 and 14, is there any unrighteousness in the Most High? God forbid. And it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of Jacob's blessing, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. Okay, so that's it on that. This leaves Esau with the blessing of subservience, right? subservience to his younger brother, which I just read. Esau is furious about his brother's trick, and Jacob runs away to Haran to escape Esau's wrath. When Jacob returned 20 years later, the brothers reconciled, Genesis 33. Even so, in the end, the brothers go their separate ways, with Jacob staying in Canaan and Esau moving to Seir. And Seir is a place in Edom, in the southern Transjordan, right? But see, that hatred for Esau hatred for Jacob never went away, man. You know, he done came after his brother with the sword many a times, man. You know. Bear with me 1 second. This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right. But the point is, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. This hatred is never stopped even until this very day. You know? That's why you had the transatlantic slavery. That's why you see Jake being shot down in the streets, because Esau's perpetual hatred for Jake, man. You know, this is a duality, man. Good versus evil, light versus darkness. Day versus night, man. This is what it is. But it's telling you, the brothers split. They went in different directions, and each one of them becoming a nation. Esau had 5 sons, and they became Edomites, you know. And Jacob had 12 sons. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. They became the Israelites, you know. Genesis 36:6. Esau took his wives, his sons and daughters, and all the members of his household, his cattle and his livestock, and all the property that he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and went to another land because of his brother Jacob. So Esau settled in the hills country of Seir, Esau being Edom. Right, because he was a people before a place. Although the texts about Jacob and Esau are ostensibly speaking about individuals, each brother represent an ethnic and or political group that reside in the Levant in biblical times, and even to this day. You know, um, these are two different people, man. Two different nations of people. Two different groups, right? They relatives, but they're enemies. You know, the physical description of Esau as red, Adam, covered in hair, foreshadows his future as founder of the Edomites who live near Mount Seir. Right, because their habitation is high, man. That's another characteristics of the Edomites, man. They live in mountains. They live in caves. They cave dwellers. Uh, and they like the book of Obadiah say, they set their habitation high. Skyscrapers, man. Think about it. You know, let's go to the Rock of Petra, man. You know, see, we do the research, man. We dig deep, man. You know, this is an Edomite structure, man. See those pillars? You know, This was a skyscraper, man. They like to build on top of each other. And this was in a cave, man. Don't that look similar to today? You know? Hold on, let me see. No, because the articles say that the Edomites are the Romans. So if the Romans built this and the Edomites built this, who built this? Same structure, man. Same structure. Same structure. Same architect, man. You know? Same architect. It's the same architect. It don't matter how you slice it, man. Same architect. Let's look up Caucasian meaning. And this ain't nothing I'm making up personally, Uh, North American, white skinned. Ain't no such thing as white skinned people. Of European origin. 20 of the therapists were Caucasian, 2 were African American, 2 were Hispanic. Related to Caucasus, right? Relating to Caucasus. Search the web for Caucasus. Wow. Caucasus Mountains, right? Okay. I don't know why I keep doing that. A mountainous region of southeastern Europe, right? So let's go back here real quick. Um, okay, it says the brothers reconcile. Even so, in the end, the brothers go their separate ways, with Jacob staying in Canaan and Esau moving to Seir to the southern Transjordan. Esau took his wives, his daughters, livestock, property, went to a land, settled in the hill country of Esau, becoming Edom. Right? Oh, here it is right here. Who lived near Mount Seir, near a mountain, you know? A mountainous region, Caucasus, right? I'm not signing into nothing, man. And Salaki. A person from the Caucasus. So it's telling you that they from the caves and mountains, right? Wow. Relating to one of the traditional division of humankind, covering a broad group of people from Europe, West Asia, relating to Caucasus, relating to or denoting a group of languages spoken in the regions of Caucasus. So it's too many similarities, man. No matter how you put it, you know, it's too many similarities. So, like my favorite movie, The Dark Knight Rises, man. I'm a detective. I'm not allowed to believe in coincidences, you know. So yeah, we're not allowed to believe in coincidences, man. It is what it is, man. It's called confirmation, you know. Okay, let me keep going because I'm um making this a little too lengthy. Israel and Edom, the historical connection. The biblical text explain the two groups Israel, Yashala, Yaquab, and Edom, Esau, are brothers. That's true, right? But they're no longer our brothers, You know, the Edomites are the older group, which the Bible confirms in a number of texts that describe Edom having a kingdom before the Israelites do, right? Yeah, because the Most High set rulers and kings over all the nations, but Israel is his portion, you know. Nevertheless, Israel will rule over Edom. Yeah, con. This occurred with David's conquest and lasts until Edom rebelled and won independence during the reign of King Joram of Judah. Right. The scripture said that though, he shall break thy yoke. Um, he shall break. He shall break thy brother's yoke. This is Genesis 27 and 40. This is Esau blessing. Um, I'm gonna start at because Jacob got a blessing and Esau got a blessing. You know, and it's all in Genesis 27. This is 39. I'm gonna start at 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. By the sword means, by a weapon, you know. And that's what these Edomites do. They live by their weapons, man. You know. That's their blessing. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right, come. And Esau is ruling right now, you know. So Judah and Idumea, the second temple time, and the destruction of Judah in 586, the Edomites who sided with the Babylonians in their conquest, Psalms 137 chapter, they said, raise it, raise it, raise it to the foundation thereof. Right. That's what they told the Babylonians to do, you know. But the Edomites helped though, you know. It was the Edomites actually that did destroy our temple. I believe it's in Second Ezra, 8th chapter, you know. I think it's 8 and 40. Let me look it up. Matter of fact, let me do this. Uh, no, this ain't it. Bear with me. I don't know why Second Ezra's 8 been in my head lately. Same thing outside with the lesson with the Northern Kingdom brother that came up. And I was asking Akim to go ahead and give me Second Ezra's 8 to show how Northern Kingdom got over here, but it's really Second Ezra's 13. So yeah, Salakia, I probably had to. It's probably Spirit telling me that I had to go over Second Ezra's the 8th chapter again. You know. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let me try this. 4 and see the 8 and 40 or 4 and 40. So we gonna figure it out. Yep, con. Yep, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me get straight to the point. Let me go to 44. I'm gonna start at 43. Then said he unto the king, remember thy vow which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day thou comest thy kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart when he vowed to destroy Babylon and send them again thither. Yeah, and that was Cyrus the Great. Cyrus the Mede, the Persian, you know. This was in time where he was um taking over the kingdom and destroying defeating Babylon. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burnt when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. See, the Edomites burnt our temples, you know, and that's Psalms 137 and 7. So yeah, it wasn't the Babylonians that destroyed our temples, it was the fucking Edomites. And Cyrus had the decree that we could rebuild our temple, man. You know? And you had other nations that wanted to help us, and we like, no, we gonna build our shit ourselves, man. You know, so they wouldn't have hated on us, and then it took a long time to build, you know. And you can read all about that in the book of Josephus, and also I can't remember where it's at in the scriptures right off bat. But let me stay on topic. Psalms 137 and 6. If I don't remember, if I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. So Israel is the Lord's chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation of thereof. Right? O daughter of Babylon. See, this ain't talking about ancient Babylon, but the daughter of Babylon, which is Edom, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So we're gonna reward him the way he rewarded us, man. You know, burnt our temple down. It wasn't the Babylonians; it was the Edomites. You know, after the destruction of Judah in 586, the Edomites, who sided with the Babylonians in their conquest, expand their territories holding westward all the way to Ashkelon, settling into much of what was once southern Judah, including Hebron. When the Judites began to return in the late 6th century BCE, the Edomites were entrenched in the south, and antagonism between the groups was heated. Centuries later, when the Maccabees rebelled against the Syrian Greeks, which was the Edomites, you know, no matter how they try to change their name up, you know, Edomites. In 167 BCE, the Judeans also took the fight to the Idumeans, which is Edomites. Next, with adjustments, right? and Judah, his brothers, and these are Maccabees, went out and made war on the sons of Esau in the land to the south. And he struck Hebron and his daughter and tore down its fortress and burned towers all around it. And after the establishment of Judah and as an independent polity, the Hashmonean high priest John Hyrcanus, right, conquered the Idumeans and forced them to convert to Judaism. And this is in Josephus, right? Because you had Edomites that fought alongside with Israelites, which is the Maccabees, and they fought against the Romans, you know, well the Greeks, you know, and they had gained their independence. So you had Edomites fighting against Edomites, you know, and you had Edomites following the laws, statutes, and commandments, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, only Israel can be saved, you know, and that's Romans, you know, and uh what is it? Acts 2:20. Uh Anyone that call upon the name shall be saved. Hear hear this, ye sons of Israel. I'm just paraphrasing, you know. Thus, for the second time, Jacob ruled Esau. Well, we didn't rule him, you know. We had the Maccabees had won their independence, man, for a short period of time, but we didn't rule over them, you know. Shit, they was ruling the world, you know, and that's why it's important to go through these articles. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to pick out the meat and throw away the bones, man. You know, Edom and Rome. This basic sketch of the relationship between the polities. Polities. Let me look this up. Look this up. I probably know the word, but you know, it be like that sometimes. Uh, Polities. A force or process of civil government or constitution. Polities. Of Israel, Judah, Judea, and Edom, Idumea during the biblical and Second Temple period indicates that Edom was a polity that ruled from Mount Seir area from Wadai al Hassa, southeast of Dead Sea and modern day Jordan, southward, eventually extending westward to Ashkelon on the Mediterranean coast, and northward up to Hebron in the Second Temple period. And yet, rabbinic midrash associate Esau and Edom with a completely different geographical area, the city of Rome in the Italian peninsula, and speaks as if Romans are all Edomites. How did this develop? Which is true, they are. I believe the two main factors were at work here: Christianity and Herod, which is which is the Edomite. You know, and the scriptures, the following of the scriptures is not Christianity, man. You know, Christianity is man-made, man. You know, to understand the development of this rabbinic interpretation of Esau and Edom, we need to look at a parallel process of um, allegorizing Esau, which begins with the Jewish uh, Christ believing homiletic homiletics Paul of Tartarus, you know. So it says early Christian reading of Jacob Esau metaphor. In his epistle, which is Paul's epistle to the Romans, Paul reminds his readers that God chose Isaac and not Ishmael, right? Because Ishmael was the firstborn, you know, but he chose Isaac among Abraham's sons because Isaac was the child of the promise and not just the child of the flesh. Already in his epistle to the Galatians, Paul characterized his opponents as Ishmael, a point implied at the beginning of Romans 9 as well, after describing how God chose Isaac. Paul writes that the Most High similarly chose Jacob, right? Romans 9 and 10, 13. When Rebekah, conceived the children by one husband, our ancestor Isaac, even before they had been born or had done any good or bad, right? Because he was already chosen in the womb, you know. Uh, Jacob and Esau, you know. Even before they done either good or bad, in the womb they was already chosen, man. And that's the same with the elect. The elect is already chosen, already preordained, man. They were already here, you know. The Alahims, the powers, the angels, you know. So that the Most High purpose of election might continue, right? See, election, the elect had done any good or bad. And it's the elect. Is there any unrighteousness with the Most High? But not by works, but by his call. She was told, Genesis 25 and 23, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Malachi 1 and 3, I have loved Jacob, but Esau I have hated. Beautiful. By trying the choice of Jacob to the choice of Isaac, Paul implies but does not state outright that his followers should be identified with Jacob and his opponents should be identified with Esau. Yeah, you know, because it's not a belief thing, man. It's a blood thing, man. You know, it's a promise thing, man. The line clearly went from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob. That's it. Nobody else. And his opponents should be identified with Esau. Epistle of Barnabas. Let's go through this. A few decades after Paul in the late first or early second century CE. You know they always got to throw some out there. Uh, Let me see something real quick. Nah, forget about it. But I'm a few decades after Paul in the late first or early second CE, the author of the Persuadonimus letter. Let me look this up. Pseudonymous. Okay. So the P is silent. Pseudonymous. Pseudonymous letter, known as the Epistle of Barnabas, a work that was considered canonical by some selects of Christianity. It's not canon. Uses the prophecy about Rebekah's two sons as a reference to contemporary groups. But let's see if this people, Jews, is the heirs or the former. I'm gonna say Yahweh Shah followers, and if the covenant belongs to us or to them. Hear ye now what Scripture said concerning the people. Isaac prayed for Rebekah his wife because she was barren, and she conceived. Furthermore, also Rebekah went forth to inquire of the Lord, And the Lord said to her, 2 nations are in thy womb. So Rebecca knew what she was doing when she told Jacob to go and get that blessing, because it was already spoken to her. And one people shall surpass the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. You ought to understand who Isaac, who Rebekah, and concerning what person he declares that this people should be greater than that. Here Barnabas implies that Yahushua followers, the younger group, are Jacob, whereas the Jews, the older group, are Esau. This contrasts sharply with Paul, whom the main distinction between Esau and Jacob was between types of Hamashiach followers, his group versus that of his opponents in Jerusalem. It would never have occurred to Paul to exclude Jews from Jacob as Barnabas does, because the Jews are Jakes. The Jews is Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. Those make up the Jews. The real Jew, not the Jewish, the Jews. The difference is best explained by the post-Paul history of the Christ believing group, which was, and I'm just going to read it verbatim from here on out because I don't want to confuse anyone nor myself, which was composed largely of non-Jews and often identified the Jews as the other. Nah. The Jews are Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, because only the southern kingdom was on the scene at that time. The northern kingdom was already scattered and abroad, you know. So Jews, Judea was there. Jerusalem, the Jews. The other 10 tribes was already gone. Tertullians against the Jews. The first church father to state explicitly that Jacob symbolizes the church and Esau the Jews is Tertullian. Yeah, which is false. You know, because we never had churches. We had synagogues, man. We had temples. This word church goes back to the word kirk, man. You know. Carthage often describes the father of Latin Christianity. See? Wrong. And we don't have different variations. The book only speaks to one people, man. You know? Either you come from the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob, or you just not of the promise, man. That's just it. Ain't no other belief, man. That's it. You know? It's one baptism, one faith, you know, one power. It's Ephesians 4 and 5. I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 4. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one faith. It's not no Latin Christianity, this Baptist, this Catholic, none of that, man. It's one faith. That one faith comes strictly from the book, which is the Bible with the Apocrypha, which makes up a total of 80 books, man. That's it. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. Right? And I think I'm going to go to Psalms 138. Salakia. I think it's Psalms 139. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay, okay. Psalms 147 and 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So this is speaking of Jacob, his people, his line. You know, law, statutes, and commandments were given to only one nation. He had not dealt so with any nation. So it's only Jacob is who the Lord is dealing with. Not Esau, not Ishmael, not Moab, not Ammon, not Elam, nobody but Israel, which is Jacob. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord, which is Yahweh. That's it, man. Nobody else. And I'm gonna go to Psalms 148. I'm gonna start at 13. Let them that praise the name of Yahweh, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalteth the horn of his people, and the horn means power. The praise of all his saints, even unto the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord. Right. So the saints are Israelites, you know, which is the Lord's people. Matter of fact, let me go back to Psalms 147. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Right. And Deuteronomy 4 and 5, you know, Moses said, I have taught you the law, statutes, and commandments. Here is your wisdom and understanding in sight of the other nations. The Lord, the Most High, has not dealt with any other nation, man. This is Romans 9 and 4. Who are Israelites? Let me go to, I'm going to start at, this is the Apostle Paul. For I wish myself was accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, pertaining to the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High, and the promises, right? Who are the fathers, of whom are as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, who is over all, God bless forever. Amen. you know. And this is the people, man. You have to come from the bloodline of Isaac, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That was the promise. You just can't attach yourself to this, man. You know, you have to be of the people. So the Most High only deals with Israel, man. I could get you more, so many scriptures. You know, you people just want to make up anything. You want to have these all-inclusive doctrines. Anybody can be a part of it. No, man, you can't be a part of this. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. Didn't we not read earlier in this thing that Esau had a king before Israel? Right, because Israel belongs to the Lord, man. Deuteronomy 32 and 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. That was a stone cold killer right there, straight to the jugular. I ain't even got to get no more on that. All right, back to this. Um, The younger group are Jacob's. Oh no, we was down here. Latin Christianity. Tertullian argues that God prophecy to Rebekah that the greater shall serve the younger refers to the older nation of Jews who will one day serve the younger nation of Christians against the Jews. He writes that God promised that Rebekah womb two people and two clans, right? Yeah, it is two different people, two different nations, two different clans, right? Were about to come forth. They are, of course, the Jews, that is Israel, and that Gentiles, that is us. For indeed, God designed two people and two clans to come forth from the womb of one woman, not to separate grace on the basis of the name, but on the order of the birth, such that the one who would come forth from the womb first would be subjected to the younger, that is, the later. And so, although, okay, yeah, Yahweh already knew what he was doing. That's why he set it up that way. So whoever came out first was gonna serve the younger. Jacob was not gonna come out first because it's the heavenly Father, man, controls all things. It was already predestined. And so although the people of the clan of the Jews is anterior in time and older, grace with the first honor in relation to the law, ours is understood accurately as younger in the ages of time. This is so in the final lap of our age. We have grasped the notion of divine compassion without doubt, according to the decree of the divine utterance. The first, the elder people, namely the Jewish, inevitably will serve the younger people, namely the Christian. Nope, we're not Christians, man. And you're right, I would give you this Jewish, yeah, because you are Jewish. You Jewish. We come from the same foremother and forefather, but the promise wasn't to you, man. You know, the Jews is Benjamin, Judah, and Levi, man, which is the so-called Negroes, Haitians, and West Indies. They would be considered Jews, right? The younger people, namely the Christian. No, we not Christians, man. You know, this is a Greek word, man. We Hebrew people. Why would we be named after a Greek word? We'll rise above the elder. Nah, the elect Israel as a whole, Yasha, the Israelites, the people, the nationality of a group of people will rise above that, but they not Christians. In fact, our people that is the later having forsaken the idols to which previously was used to devote were converted to the same God from whom Israel departed. For thus the younger people, that is, the later, rose above the older people, while it was obtaining a grace of divine honor for which Israel has been divorced. Man, I love when you come into like notes like this, and this is why this is not canon. This is a Tertullians against the Jews, right? So they know who the people is. That's why they call them Christians. This new approach will give the pattern of church writings, which read uh, patriarchal narratives and biblical prophecies on a Christologically, assuming that the annulment of the covenant with Israel and the establishment of the new covenant with Christians. Nope, nope, that's totally wrong. You know, we the children of the promise, man. That promise don't go away. You know, that don't go away at all. You know, but nice try. You know, and that's why reading all of this up here, my head was starting to hurt because it was just confusing. It's something so simple, but you try to make a big deal out of. You try to make a deep and hard explanation for it because that's what you try to do when you try to manipulate somebody, man. You know, you could work that works on the mind of the simple. That won't work on the elect, man. You know, and the Christians embody the true people of Israel. No, why would he give his? He said, "I've dealt with no other nation, man." He showed his statues unto Jacob, man. He dealt with no other nation. And why would he let some damn Christians inherit his kingdom? You know? Wait a minute, let me see. I could have been reading this wrong. Let me look some things up. Yeah, I knew I wasn't reading that wrong. But see, that's the whole thing. You got to be sure with what you're saying. Assuming that the annulment of the covenant with Israel, right, and the establishing of a new covenant with Christians was part of the original divine plan. No, the new covenant, man, is the new bodies, man. The new glorified bodies, man. To live forever, man. Not to he will annul his covenant with Israel and then I'm gonna grab a new covenant with the people of of another nation. The the voice of Jacob and the arms of Esau. Naturally, the rabbis considered Jacob to be the ancestor of the Jews. That's true. Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. But instead of saying that Esau is the ancestor of Christianity, they describe him as the ancestor of Rome, which is correct. You know, Christianity didn't start with Esau. That started with a wicked ass Jake. But that's what Esau do, man. He take bits and pieces of everybody else's cultures, man. That's how you get the name Jesus Christos, which is Jesus Christ, man. That's not the Savior, the Messiah's name. The Messiah's name is Yahweh Shai, man. The closest thing to Yahweh Shai in the English would be Joshua. You go back to Jesus, Jesus, that don't mean nothing, man. What does that mean? Jesus Christos goes back to Serapis Christus. Crispus, which Serapis, Crispus. Serapis the Christ. That's what that goes back to. You know, with the flower pot guy, man. The guy with the pot plant on his head. That has nothing to do with the Messiah in the Bible, man. Those are two different people. See, when you know the history, it's not a mystery. They describing him as the ancestor of Rome, which he is. Esau is the ancestor of Rome, man. The Idumean, you know, the Edomites, the Antipaters, you know, Herod's father, um, damn, I forgot his name already. Uh, Agrippa, you know, all those type of guys. Yeah, Antipater. Yeah, Khan. That's his father name. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, those are the Edomites, man. The Romans were the Edomites. The earliest example of this connection in rabbinic literature appears in Jerusalem Talmud, glossing a scene in which Jacob dons furry goat skin to pretend to be his hairy brother Esau, and Isaac, who can no longer see in his old age, grew perplexed. So that's it on that, you know. Yeah. So even Esau know he Esau. It's coming out, man. Everything is coming out, man. Yeah, you the fucking Edomites, you the Romans, the so-called Caucasians, you know, the cave people. That's who you are, man. You guys are the Edomites, you know. And Jacob, the Jews, Israel, Yashala, you know, Israel and Judah and Israel, which is all 12 tribes, the so-called Negro, Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans are the Israelites, man. You know? So, man, hopefully you were edified, man. Hopefully this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect, man.